Yesterday, by chance, I stumbled across an old film that was being shown on a Finnish streaming service, and the film's called The Third Man, and it's a classic film and film noir, this genre, and basically the film's central character is a bloke called Harry Lime, who was played by Orson Welles. And basically, this Harry Lime guy, he's a bit of a dodgy bloke, a racketeer. And what he does is that he buys penicillin and then he adulterates that, waters it down, and then flips it on to people who are desperate. And this guy ends up murdering loads of people through this adulterated penicillin that he's flogging on the black market in Vienna just at the end of World War II. So another central character is this author, a bloke called Holly Martins, and he's played by the actor Joseph Cotton. And he goes to Vienna to meet up with Harry Lime because Harry Lime has offered him a job. We never really find out what the job is. But anyway, Holly Martins turns up in Vienna and he finds out that Harry Lime is allegedly dead. And then, cutting a long story short, he gradually discovers the terrible things that Harry Lime has done. He also encounters Harry Lime's girlfriend. Her character is called Anna Schmidt, and she's played by this quite famous actress, Alida Valli. And basically, why am I mentioning all of this? Well, I think that there's some amazing parallels to the times that we're living in. You know, first of all, if you take the character of Harry Lime, he was somebody. There's a very, very famous scene where Lime is on top of this Riesenrad, this big. I don't know what do you call it, like the London Eye, but it's in the Prater in Vienna, and he's with Holly Martins, and Holly Martins has kind of rumbled him by this time, and Harry Lime kind of explains to this guy that they're, I don't know, several hundred feet up above the ground, and they can see all these dots on the ground, I don't know, whatever it is, 200 foot below them. And Harry Lime basically says to Martins, would it really matter to you if one of those dots, he's referring to human beings that you can see below, but they're so small, so he refers to them as dots. Would it matter to you if one of those dots stopped moving? What would it matter to you? I think he actually says. And then he says, if somebody offered you, I think in the film it's £70, but this is like, in the 1950s. So, in today's money, it might be, I don't know, £7,000 for each one of those dots that you kind of got rid of. What would you do? And then he's kind of quite flippant about it. And I guess the thing that you're supposed to think is that, people like Harry Lime are very, very unusual. Whereas what I think is that there's an awful lot of people who are like Harry Lime. And here, I'm obviously referring to people that work for the November Hotel Sierra. So just focus on the initials there, the November Hotel Sierra. Basically what they do is they do exactly that, don't they? They push products for financial gain. Each product that they can get one of the people on their list to take, they get payments for it, don't they? They must know that all the various products that they've been pushing down the line over the years are absolutely terrible for people's health. But they continue to do it, don't they? So, you know, this thing in the film where Harry Lime's this kind of weirdo, evil, and, you know, I'm not like Harry Lime. Well, the unfortunate truth is that there's millions of Harry Limes out there. You know, you could talk about people that work in education, that sell young people down the river by pushing these ideologies that are lead to mental turmoil, self-harm amongst young people. You know, I've saw that myself. You know, a lot of educationalists, they push like nihilism, apart from all the other stuff that would get this video taken down. You know, where people get a bit confused about well, I can't mention it because the video will get taken down, but I would imagine that you can guess. The other interesting thing is that is the character of Holly Martins. So he kind of, it takes him time, I suppose you could call it, for him to become awake. He arrives in Vienna and he just can't believe, he refuses to accept the evidence that's put before him by I think it's the head of police, or it might be some army dude who's been investigating Harry Lime. And Harry Lime's, he fakes his own death. This is his way of trying to avoid being brought to justice. And it's quite kind of ironic because Holly Martins tries to tell this guy, the police officer, that Harry Lime's still alive, you know, which is the last thing that Harry Lime actually wanted, you know. So his friend who's trying to protect him ends up undermining him. And then towards the end of the film, well, it's Holly Martins that actually unalives Harry Lime. So is there parallels to that? Well, you know, there are people who are waking up. It's a slow process, and people have to fight with their cognitive dissonance, don't they, during that process. And then the last character is the last character is this Anna Schmidt. So she knows what Harry Lime was up to, but her love for this character is so intense that she just sees past it. So, you know, that might be people who are married to politicians, police officers, school teachers who've embraced all the woke stuff, and of course, you know, the people that are married to people that work for the November Hotel Sierra. You know, these are people's husbands and wives, maybe fathers and sons, daughters. So for many of those people, they just will never accept it. They will always seek to defend the indefensible. They'll put their family ties before basic morality. You know, they'll support. I suppose this would be like similar to what happened in World War II, you know, where we're not talking about people hiding Anne Frank's family here. We're talking maybe at the end of the Second World War, where people were hiding people that worked for the Einsatzgruppe group and people that were in the SS. There's that type of protection too, that they'll put their own family member, their love for their family member, before basic humanity. So this lady, Harry Lime's girlfriend, she knows that Lime has basically sold her down the river. She's not included in the deception of Lime faking his own death. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Her loyalty to Lime is that strong that she'll even put up with that. So yeah, what do I want to say? What are the conclusions to this? My main conclusion is there's loads of Harry Limes. We've been encouraged to think that most people are good people, great morals. They'll always stand by their humanity. Whereas in fact, what we've all seen is that people are either greedy and they'll do anything for money. You know, so I'm thinking about the scene on top of the Riesenrad where he's Lime saying, £70 a tube for every single one of those dots, income tax free. Wouldn't you do that, old man? Or something like that, he says. And I think there's loads of people like that. Loads and loads and loads of people like that. I saw videos this weekend of some really weird things going on outside the Arndale Centre in Manchester, of police doing completely immoral things. But they don't care. If they've been ordered to do it and their job depends on it and therefore their salary depends on it, they'll do it. And it's just not, what we have to get our head around here is that it's not a tiny minority of people. It's most people. Most people are like Harry Lime. And then you get other people who are maybe not quite as bad as Harry Lime, who will always defend the indefensible. They might not take part in it themselves. I'm thinking here about Lime's girlfriend, but they won't shop them. They won't go to the police and say to them, they won't seek justice. Let's say that, because we can't talk about the police anymore in places like Britain because it's totally corrupt. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say today. So if you've never watched the Third Man, definitely watch it. And there's an awful lot of Harry Limes about. As I've said loads and loads of times before, it's very easy to blame Klaus Schwab. It's very easy to blame Tony Blair. It's very easy to blame Macron. It's very easy to blame Starmer. But all of these cretins, all they can do is utter words. At the end of the day, in order for democides to happen, there needs to be an army of Harry Limes, an army of low-level enablers who will put their own pocket, before humanity. And why is this? Well, I would say, as a Christian, I would say it's because too many people have turned their back on the Ten Commandments and what Jesus said is most important. What Jesus says is most important teaching, which is the golden rule: do unto others as you would like to be done to yourself. So you wouldn't like to be poisoned by somebody, would you? And of course there's massive parallels there. The medical experiment, that was basically poison, wasn't it? Yeah. Anyway, that's all I want to say today. So God bless.